Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's topic is on how to draw the 1 point perspective. Okay, so here are some tools for your drawing. You need a ruler, a T-square and a triangle, and a drawing table. Okay, and your triangle is 90-degree or right angle. Okay, let's go to the animation that shows how to start perspective drawing of a room. The lines that make the X are called orthogonals, and they meet at the vanishing point. The rectangle in the center shows the back wall. Okay, the lines that make the X are called orthogonals. To draw them, place a long ruler from one corner of the page to the opposite corner. Draw your first line and then move your ruler to draw the second line. Meet the center of the page, it's the vanishing point. To draw a room, start with the vertical line to show where the back wall begins and the right side wall ends. If the line is closer to the vanishing point, the room will appear deeper than if the line is closer to the edge of the paper. The next line starts at the bottom of the vertical line and is parallel to the bottom of the picture. This line marks the place where the floor ends and the back wall begins. The next line starts on the left side of the horizontal line that shows where the wall and the floor meet. This vertical line shows where the left side of the wall and the back wall meet. It is parallel to the first vertical line. The last line is a horizontal line that connects the vertical line on the right side of the back wall with the vertical line on the left side of the back wall. This line shows where the back wall and the ceiling meet. Okay, so the room is now complete. The white area is the ceiling and the green area is the floor. The light blue areas are the side and the back walls. Notice that the top of the bottom of the side walls are orthogonals and the back wall is rectangle. The animation on the right shows how to draw a door in 1 point perspective. To see a step-by-step explanation, click on the door. You may also click on the next hyperlink below the drawing. The first line that you will need to draw is a vertical line that starts at the floor. Since it is a door, goes almost to the ceiling. It is best to start with the side of the door that is near to you and near to the edge of the paper. Next is the orthogonal line that starts at the top of the vertical line from the last screen and goes to the vanishing point. This line shows where the top of the door will be. Notice how the space between this line and the line showing the bottom of the wall appears to get smaller as we move closer to the vanishing point. The vertical line that shows the side of the door closest to the vanishing point is next. If you wanted the door to be wider, you could draw a vertical line that is closer to the vanishing point. Erasing the part of the orthogonal that is not the top of the door is the next step. You can also add a doorknob. Look at the height of the door and use that to help you to decide where the doorknob should be located. If you'd like to add a molding around the side of your door, simply follow the step used to make the door. The only difference is that the lines are drawn around the outside of the door. Be sure to make the side of the molding that is closer to the vanishing point less wide then the side of the molding closer to you. Some doors have small windows. Drawing a window is like drawing a door, except most windows are not as tall as the door, and windows usually do not go to the floor. Okay, the animation on the right show how to draw a window in one-point perspective. To see a step-by-step explanation, click on the window and the hyperlink. It is the best to start a window by first drawing the vertical line that shows the near side of the window. This is vertical line will set the height of the window. Next step is to add an orthogonal line. These two lines go from the end of the vertical line to the vanishing point and show the top of the bottom of the window. Notice how the height of the window appears to get smaller as it gets closer to the vanishing points. Notice how the window gets wider as the vertical line that shows the far side of the window get closer to the vanishing point. To find the center of the window, draw diagonal lines from the corner of the window to the opposite corner as shown on the right. It forms like an X. This will help determine where the line is the separate top and the bottom windows. The orthogonal line between the top and the bottom of the window shows the middle of the window. To draw this line, use the vanishing point and the center of the X that shows middle of the window. Notice the vertical line that starts at the center of the X and goes to the top of the window. When the orthogonal and the X lines are erased, we have a basic window drawn in one-point perspective. Now you want to add a molding. You can add a molding to your window. Simply follow the steps used to make this window, but draw your lines just outside the window. This is how to draw a rug in one-point perspective. A rug is unlike the door or window drawn in the previous section because it is drawn on the floor, not on the wall. Therefore, to start the rug is the best draw a horizontal line on the floor that shows the side of the rug closest to you. Remember that the door and the window are started with vertical lines. The orthogonals show where the side of the rug are. They start at the ends of the horizontal line, that is the front of the rug. Okay. The horizontal line close to the back wall is the end of the rug. You can make a smaller rug by drawing the horizontal line closer to the front of the rug. When orthogonal are erased, the rug is complete. How would you find the center of the rug? Of course, draw an X. The animation on the right shows how you could make a smaller rug by moving the orthogonal closer to the center of the front of the rug. Skylight. The animation on the right shows how to draw a skylight in one-point perspective. To see step-by-step explanation, you can click the skylight on the ceiling. The next step is to draw two orthogonal that show the left and the right side of the skyline. Make that skylight or the box light. We now have the front and the two sides of the skylight. When the parts of the orthogonal that are not the skylight are erased, the drawing looks a little like a rectangular light fixture, even a rug on the ceiling. We can make a skylight look more realistic by showing the depth of the ceiling We do this by drawing two vertical lines of equal height in each of the far corners of the skylight. Okay, the next horizontal line completes the inside back wall of the skylight. Once the back of the inside of the skylight is drawn, the inside sides of the skylight can be drawn too. Orthogonal from the two back corners are drawn to show the inside of the skylight here. Notice how the skylight is different from the door, window, and the rug. The animation at the right shows how to draw a wood floor in a one-point perspective. Okay, just divide the space of the floor evenly and project the orthogonal lines on every dot or distances on that back wall. The second orthogonal goes to the second point. The wood floor now has two boards. Notice how boards are wider. The animation shows how the rest of the boards are drawn. The wood floor is now complete. Now we need horizontal lines. Okay, we will make a tile look like ceiling. Okay. Once again, just like the wood floor, orthogonal are drawn from the vanishing point that look like rays from the sun. These orthogonal show where the ceiling tiles will be. The diagonal red line goes across the orthogonal. It starts at one corner of the ceiling and goes to the opposite corner. This line which will be erased later, will help us to draw the tiles. To get the first row of the tiles, we draw horizontal line across the top of the ceiling where the red line intersect the red orthogonal. The red orthogonal and the red diagonal lines meet where the next horizontal line is drawn. This line shows another row of tiles. Okay, our ceiling now is completed. When the diagonal line is erased, how could you make a tile floor? Now, the animation on the right shows how to draw a TV in one-point perspective. This TV will be up against the wall on the floor. Therefore, to start the drawing, a vertical line should be drawn where the floor and the wall meet. The small rectangle on the left side of the drawing shows the near side of the TV. Once the side of the TV nearest to the viewer is drawn, orthogonal from the side to the vanishing point are drawn. The red vertical line between the two orthogonal shows where the front of the TV ends. Notice that the red line is vertical. The red horizontal line shows where the top of the TV. It is parallel to the black horizontal line that shows the other side of the top of the TV. When orthogonal lines that are not part of the TV are erased, we get a TV that looks like a box. In fact, it could be a speaker, desk, packages, or cabinet with some addition. To make the box look more like a TV, add orthogonal line that shows where the bottom of the TV screen will be. The animation on the right shows how to draw a bed in one-point perspective. The red lines show the height and the width of the bed. The vertical red line shows the side of the bed against the wall. The horizontal red line shows the bottom of the bed. A vertical line is added to show the side of the bed that is not against the wall, and a horizontal line is added to show the top of the bed. Now we have a rectangle that is the side of the bed closest to the viewer. The orthogonal lines now that go from the side of the bed, the rectangle to the vanishing point, show where the top of the side of the bed will be. The vertical red line between the orthogonal shows where the side of the bed ends. Here. The horizontal red line here shows where the top of the bed ends. It meets the vertical red line at the right angle. When orthogonal lines are erased, now you can add blankets and pillows. The animation in the right shows how to draw a table in one-point perspective. This table, just like the rug, starts with a horizontal line in the middle of the floor. The side of the top of the table are orthogonal lines. The back of the table is like the back of the rug, is a horizontal line drawn between the two orthogonal that shows the side of the table. The vertical line on the ends of the top of the table near the viewer are start of the legs of the table. The two short horizontal lines near the bottom of the page show where one end of the table touches the ground. The vertical lines from the bottom of the table leg, where it touches the ground, to the top of the table completes the front of its table leg. We will add depth to the table's leg. After we draw a horizontal line that shows the edge of the table, that line is between the table leg, is parallel to the top of the table. The table's leg are completely completed now by an orthogonal that starts on the inside of the corner of a leg and goes to the vanishing point. And when we erase the orthogonal line, we have now a completed table. Perspective is an art word for making something look three-dimensional, also called 3D. The spot where the object disappears is called the vanishing point. The spot where the object disappears is called vanishing point here. Okay? To make objects show perspective, you first draw object normal, then you add lines from its corner that disappear when they hit the vanishing point. Perspective, you can find vanishing point in this picture. Okay, find vanishing. That red dot is the vanishing point. Okay, that is the vanishing point. Okay guys, here are some important questions that people frequently ask about the one-point perspective drawing. Okay, you put your answer on one whole sheet of bond paper and then send your JPEG or soft copy into our email, Google email. Alright, and you kept your hard copy on the brown envelope to be collected couple of weeks from now. So number one question, why was the accurate perspective important to the advancement of art? What is the purpose of one-point perspective? Number 3, why it is called one-point perspective? Number 4, do we see one-point perspective? What is meant by one-point perspective? At number 6, what is the point in the center of one-point perspective called? What are 3 major differences between one-point perspective and two-point perspective? What are the key principles of one-point perspective? Who invented the perspective? What is the main goal of perspective in art? Why do artists use 2-point or 1-point perspective? Why is that perspective is so important in drawing? Well, that's all for today, folks. I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe and make comments for your attendance. See ya.